Hey everybody, John the Other here, obviously. And today is really just a follow-up video of the video that I did a couple of days ago, which was called Personal Recorders, the New Normal. I got a couple of very interesting comments which I want to read to you and then respond to. The user I don't know if that's pronounced correctly, said any smartphone has the capability to be used as a voice recorder and or a video recorder, no technical hassle anymore. And this is correct. And I've used a smartphone to do exactly that, particularly in an instance where I was more or less mobbed by a group of feminists, some of whom were armed with box cutters. The problem with using a smartphone in a high-stress, potentially confrontational situation is that if you're all stressed out, or if you're in bright sunlight, it's very difficult to see the screen of a phone, and if your adrenaline is all pumping, your thumb, as mine was, will be vibrating on the button and you'll have a truncated video. In addition, if it's a, confrontational situation, your phone can easily get slapped out of your hand or taken or broken or something, and a modern smartphone is worth more to you than just the capability of making phone calls or taking pictures. It's probably got your contact details in it. It's probably got all kinds of other personal information in it. So in a confrontational or a high-stress situation, you don't necessarily want to be exposing your smartphone to being stolen or destroyed, which is why I like to have a separate device like a GoPro camera or a relatively cheap handheld audio recorder. Nirko Panda asks the question, how to record a phone call on a cell phone. I looked into this for almost a year and a half looking for ways to do this, and there's a whole ton of free and paid software that you can download onto a smartphone. I only have a Google phone. I don't have any of the other different kinds of phones, so I don't know about downloadable applications for, say, like an iPhone or other phones, but I found that with the Sony, a Samsung Galaxy, and I had an earlier version of this as well. This is my third, version of this phone. As they come out, they get newer ones. I found that the software for recording calls was crap and didn't work worth a shit. The very best results I got were software that I could record one side of the call and not the other side. So it was recording me off the microphone, but not the earpiece sound. And I guess you could overcome that by using a headset and running a recorder, using an inline recorder on a cable. I've never bothered to do that, and I think the reason why it doesn't, at least with this particular phone and the predecessors that I used to have, didn't work very well was because the two audio channels were on separate physical buses. It's the actual physical architecture of the phone preventing the software from working right. When I do have to record calls, I put the phone on speaker and I use my old low technology voice recorder. I guess I shouldn't call that low tech. It's just, a relatively cheap appliance. I've had a couple of people point out that there are, invisible or hidden cameras or micro cameras and micro recorders that you can hide in your clothing as a button and so on, or a pen recorder that is not visible as a recorder. I think there's some value in that. I prefer to be overt. I prefer not to use subterfuge. So if I'm recording, I like people to know I'm recording. And I think it promotes good behavior when people know that you are recording or that you have the potential for recording, which is why I have that GoPro on a strap. I think I demonstrated it on a strap in the last video where you can wear it. I usually have it on the strap of a backpack or a courier style bag. Even when I'm not using it, it's sitting there all the time. It's like a visual signal to everybody that, if you decide you're going to get violent or in other ways fuck with me, I have a camera, jackass. So my preferred method is not covert, it is overt. I like to be direct in what I do. One user called the Governing Body Bag, and several others, by the way, also asked the question that in the Great White North, Canada, where I live, don't I need the person's permission to record? Well, where I live in Canada, we have what is called single-party recording, which means if you have two people in a conversation and you want to record that conversation, only one of the people in the conversation has to be aware of and agreeable to the recording. When you call a corporation and you get that message that says this call might be recorded for training and quality assurance purposes, that's them covering their butt for people calling from places where they have what is called two-party recording, which means you have to have both people's permission. That's an alert. But here's the thing. Right now, you're not really protected by the law if you're a man against violence from a female or false accusations. Now, certainly those things are illegal. It's illegal to, violently assault someone. It's illegal to fraudulently accuse somebody of a crime, technically. But as you are probably aware, the law is selectively enforced. If you are the victim of a fraudulent accusation, what do you think the legal consequence is going to be to the person who fraudulently accuses you? Little to no consequence. So, although a law is being broken when you are fraudulently accused, who gives a shit? It's not enforced. So, if you are in a place where it's illegal to record somebody without their permission and their knowledge, it's already, if not illegal, then allowable for them to accuse you or assault you, and I say, fuck the law. Because if doing something non-violent to protect yourself, to protect your life, to protect your career, if protecting yourself through a non-violent means is illegal, then the law is not the friend of civilization. Then the law is just a gun with an opinion, and fuck it. So, yeah, am I advocating breaking the law? When it comes to protecting yourself using the non-violent method of recording somebody with either a camera or an audio recorder, yeah, cover your ass, bud. Now, this isn't legal advice. This is advice to keep your life on track. And remember that if you are accused of some sort of sexual misdemeanor, it's not going to be in a court of law where your life is destroyed. It's going to be in the sphere of public opinion, in social media, on, rumor mongering, and in the whisper campaigns. So, is that recording admissible as evidence, depending on the laws of where you live? Who cares? It covers your ass. And if you're breaking the law and doing it, well, they're breaking the law and accusing you too if it's fraudulent. So, fuck them. Those are just a few comments on that video. Thanks everybody for watching, and have a lovely day.